Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
We Gucci?
Oh, there we go.
Got you.
Hey,
Yeah, I love that
man.
picture.
Yeah.
You said what?
I love that picture.
Come on, Sade? Or which one?
No, the picture that shows up before your video comes through is you upside down.
That's a minute ago. Yeah, my buddy took that hell of ago. Yeah, my bad on that, y'all. I was
Oh, you're good.
watching the LPGA tour. It was an 18th hole.
Bro, no worries. I saw you tweeting about golf, so you just recently got into it?
My grandmother actually was super into it. She was like, my grandmother, she played that. She smoked weed for 60 years. She probably played golf for 50 to 60 years. You know what I mean? But her hips got bad, so she can't play anymore. But she really had me out there as a kid, like in middle school. And then I just didn't play for real because, girls don't go to, golf tournaments, you know what I mean? So I just stuck to basketball and shit, like baseball. But anyway, when I graduated college, she bought me some golf clubs, but I never used them. And damn, that's a fucking Carlo, my bad. But
No, you're good.
during the pandemic, it's like there's not much else to do. I always wanted to get kind of back into it because it's a nice chill vibe. You feel me? And I'm out there with a homie that I know I played in college, and I picked it up. I love it, bro. Like it's cool. It's beautiful. I get to get out there and be around people, but like not in a safe way. You feel me?
Yeah.
Socially distanced and all that. Open air, like. But also, it's just hard as hell. It's a challenge every time. People that are good still aren't good. You know what I mean? Like, it's always difficult. So I've been fucking with it a lot lately. You know what I mean? So I think there's a couple things I'm gonna pick up during the pandemic. Probably golf, and then also these buddies right here, man. We're
gonna address. That'll be the first. Thing that we talk about.
You ain't tapping in, my G. You ain't tapping in.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm always open to opinion and open to suggestion, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know about that though.
Comfort,
I don't know about that.
Man. Comfort. The comfort level is top tier. Like my homie was trying to get me to get him for Hellas, and I was like, man, I ain't fucking with him, man. I ain't no Crocs ass nigga. You feel me? and so like she was on me, you should get a pair of it. I'm like, nah, I ain't there yet. You feel me? Like. I'm not wearing jeans no more. Sweats is like basically like sweats is nice for me. Jeans is basically wedding wear now, bro. My whole I'm staying cozy, you feel me? But I was in I was in Trader Joe's. And this dude, white dude, terribly dressed, but he looked like
well, that's redundant.
Well, yeah, but
that goes without saying.
But he looked like the most comfortable human I'd ever seen in my life. And he had some Crocs on. I'm like, this is the guy that I trust when it comes to comfort. You know what I mean? It's like, man.
My dad's a big fan.
You said what?
My dad's a big fan of the Crocs. Big endorser.
And so like
he just looks like a genuinely comfortable guy most of the time.
Right. That's what sold me. Homie just looks so comfortable. And I put him on my feet, and I'm like, whoa, like,
eye-opening.
Imagine this level of comfort. You feel me? Like, so
he's on to something
now. It's a movement. People copping and shit. Like, people hit me up in these my DMs. Like, I'm in.
Croc plugs.
I know you saw it on IG. You know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel, you see the reaction. People loving them. So
I know people are showing you love on that, and it's like between that and I don't know if the whole like the dad shoe sneaker movement kind of had an effect, but like anything's in at this point. Like I'll tell you this,
what's up?
I will consider the Crocs. You got to let me talk you into fishnet.
Fishnet what? What are you talking about? Fishnet what? Before we go,
you name it.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
I'm gonna say, I was like, we took a hard left turn, bro. I was like, I got nervous. I'm like, this is the right pot? But anyway, but yeah, man. I mean, I have a pair of like the New Balance and stuff. And New Balance has been like a shoe that I've messed with for a long time. I have a pair of like dad New Balance joints, but I mean, for the most part, like, I don't know. I have all these shoes that I spent hellas on that I was getting off of StockX Go or like trying to get off sneakers and shit. And I don't wear none of them no more.
Yeah.
Like none of them. And
Yeah.
it makes it like I'm looking at them like I have some in here, some in my room. Like it makes me feel dumb that I spent this amount of money on these things, And so now it's like I'm leaning into confident things that make me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm on. Like, I love basketball, but it stresses me hell out. So I go play golf to kind of relax myself somewhat. That stresses me out a little bit too, but at least I'm out in the open air. Basketball, bro, like, I mean, like, these Lakers are playing. We can't wait for the playoffs to start until, you know what I'm saying, until we stress the hell out every time they tip the ball. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just balance. I'm searching for balance right now, man. You know, maybe it's
bro.
I don't know.
I understand. I understand. I might still hate on it, but I understand.
That's all good. I respect it. You know, it's your opinion. I'll be over here comfy as hell either way, though. You feel me?
Yeah, I'll be over here very uncomfortable. That's all.
I mean,
I be cute though. You know, that matters.
I was gonna say let's
That's nice.
you've been recording this whole time, right? So
yeah. So
all right, good. I was gonna say let's start, but fuck it. Like this
who cares?
We can't get off to a better start than this. But no. So Sopee, why don't you go ahead now that we're into it? Let us know about who we got on with us today.
Everyone. Yeah. So obviously, we got LaJethro Jenkins here on from Dunk Bait. Huge following on NBA Twitter. I put you. We talked to Josiah recently. I put you, Josiah, Dragonfly Jones, and Trill Withers as like my top 4, like my Mount Rushmore NBA followers. And I should introduce Dan.
Nope, you had it right the first time.
Dan,
from my angle at least. Yeah.
But yeah, man, appreciate you hopping on. This is an honor, and I'm pumped to have this conversation.
The people you mentioned are my goats, so that's interesting.
There we go.
I'm flattered. I fuck with them heavy, man. They the homies for real, especially Tyler and Josiah. I work with them, and you know what I'm saying, like Tyler Dragonfly Jones, and then Tyler I am. You know what I'm saying, like that's been a homie for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's special. That dude just the engagement he gets, how engaging he is. Consistent content, you know, like all 3 of them, they never run out. You know what I mean? Like they're special, you know, content.
Well,
creators.
like Tyler, like I remember the first time listening, because Sopee, you got me on to like mixtape and all that stuff he does. It's like I can't really define like what his sense of humor is, but it's perfect and I love it. And it's like, you know what I mean? He really is kind of like in a league of his own. All those guys, obviously, the 3 of you on Dunk Bait and shit like that too is awesome. And like, you know, we were talking with Josiah before. I think Dunk Bait's cool because you guys, you know, you don't release a 3-hour podcast 3 days a week. It's quick hits. What's happening? Let's have some fun with it. Enjoy. You know what I mean? And I think like the attention span of people nowadays, there's so much shit out there for you to follow and get into. That's a really kick-ass format I think you guys have. And I think that is probably why you guys have been so successful in a relatively short amount of time. No? How long has Dunk Bait been up and running for you guys? With you guys, rather? Maybe like
6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah.
Short
like,
amount of time.
Not long. But I mean, it's like that's why we created it. We created it. We wanted it to be quick. We created it like social focus. So like, you know, we know people, I mean, even it's a 9-minute video. That's a long video, or 6-minute for social. But we wanted to be like the hits to be quick. We wanted to be fast paced because we know people. You know, I mean, my attention span is trash as fuck. You know, like. I want to create something that I'd want to watch, and I think like the inspirations I used was like, you know, Deez Zamero. It was like what's the joint with Action Bronson, Ancient Aliens. You know what I mean? Like things like that were kind of weird, kind of quirky, but more basketball focused. You know what I'm saying? And really quick hits. But yeah, like we wanted to feel like how you talk to your homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. We want people to feel like they can talk to us about basketball. Like, you know, like we're not suit and tie and, you know, all analytics.
Hot takes,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You said what?
Yeah.
Not just hot takes left and right where it's like, let me think of some shit that everyone's going to disagree with me on if I say it.
Yeah. That's weird too to me, bro. Like, you know, like
crazy.
People, I guess I've been deemed a Warriors hater. And I do not like the Warriors. I don't want them to win. But I also loved watching them play. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a fan of basketball. I'm not going to get on here and just talk shit. Like, I'm not going to talk shit about Steph. I might disagree about some opinions on Steph, but Steph changed the game. He's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. Potentially, his peak is our best peak of any point guard I've ever seen. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, just a hot take for no reason. I mean, that's lame as fuck. Like, when I got online and said Bob Cousy was overrated, I meant that shit. That wasn't a hot take. That was my actual opinion. If it's my opinion, I'll state it. It might be hot to others, but it's based on logic to me. You feel me? So yeah, that's that people getting on like, you know, the Skip Bayless of the world. You know, he built a brand that way, and he's rich off it. So I ain't judging, but I'm not built like that. I'm not just. I don't want to get online and argue with strangers every day. You feel me? Right.
No, we were just talking about that. Nowadays, it's like your hot takes, whatever you stand for, is really your brand. Yeah. Some people can't afford to get off of it. If Skip Bayless just stop shitting on LeBron James, he's going to lose half his fans. Dude, you know what I mean? There's guys like Clay Travis, like whoever else. It's like I have to stay in this narrative because this is my brand. It's too late. I'm in. I can't go backwards now. And it's hard to tell what's genuine and what's not anymore.
I think it was a shtick at first, but I think it's consumed them now. Like as far as
you think,
I think like this man like has something weird with LeBron or whatever. But you know what I mean? But
people forget he's an old man. Like he's going fucking crazy.
The dude's in great shape. He works out every day. You know what I mean? He's kind of yoked, actually. Oddly enough,
I will say him and Shannon might be the most in shape tandem in television today.
Talk for sure, man. Have you seen Shannon's workouts?
Dude,
because I'm looking at it, I saw like a picture of Shannon like without a shirt, and I'm like, this dude's like 100 years old. Like, how does he look like he looks bionic? You feel me?
Right, but
so
Skip
like,
too.
I looked him up. I looked his YouTube up. I'm like, dude, Shannon does workouts that humans may die that aren't abnormal. Like, I literally was scared when I looked at it. I was like, I don't know if I can make it through. Like,
I don't know if I can watch this.
Right? I was sweating looking at the shit, but yeah, bro, these dudes are different. But
people flip tires, and Shannon's just flipping like an entire tractor.
Right. He does all four.
Right. Military pressing it, you know what I mean? Like, damn, Shannon, not necessary, but I respect the results.
So it's funny. So speaking of that, you mentioned earlier you get to interact with your fans. Yeah. Sopee, you actually interacted with these guys yourself.
I did. That's how recently. I did. That's a hell of a segue. That's how we kind of got to talking. So I was watching the Dunk Bait live, which, by the way, anytime that you guys go on that and I catch it, like I'm on there.
Fire. Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's fun. I love it. The best part is interacting with people too.
Man. Like half the time I'm just firing off like stupid takes just to like, see if I can get a reaction out of you guys. Nothing actually serious, but like you and I connected because I said, is Giannis no more than Wesley Johnson with a protein shake?
Zach tweeted that. I think it went viral. I don't think he remembered that you said it. He was like, I can't. No, somebody said that Giannis is Wesley Johnson with a protein shake. That's what it was. I can't get out of my head. And I think that he either tweeted it from Dunk Bait or his own, and it went viral, but semi-viral. But yeah. So that was hilarious. What do y'all think about Giannis? I'm interested. What do you think about Giannis?
Dan, I'll let you go
there's
first.
Been a lot of slander for a pretty good athlete.
He's an alien, bro. We've never seen a Giannis before. It's crazy.
No,
I don't know. Feel about him?
I mean, we were just talking today. I'm sure you saw about him unfollowing all his teammates. And Sopee, you just said he unfollowed his girl too.
Yeah, it was weird. So the tweet read like
that's bigger than basketball.
If you there can only be one. If you look into like the specifics of it, apparently every year he unfollows most of his teammates and anything that's just like
I never heard of it.
He wants to like black out and just focus. So I don't know if that's just that again, but to answer your question, Giannis needs a jump shot. And I can't remember if it was you or Dragonfly that said it. I want to say that you retweeted Dragonfly saying we can say that he needs help and that he needs a better team around him. But we can't like seriously address this until, he has that very basic skill down, or at least like has a serviceable jump shot. Because otherwise he's just like, I don't know, maybe he's just a Greek Ben Simmons.
I feel like okay, this dude, he averaged like what, 30 and
close to 30,
15 something, 30, 15 and like 6 or some shit. Something crazy this year, right? What you can't ask for more than that. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
You can't. So like, Giannis is a type of freak that he's like, at least now, like he's called a Greek freak for a reason. He can do things we've never seen a guy this size do before. You know what I mean? So he's able to affect the game without a jump shot. I do think he needs to hit free throws. Like I think you can't like, okay, if you're not gonna They haven't working on this 3-ball. We don't need the 3-ball. We don't need a 3-ball from you. Get you a nice little something that's respectable from like 17 feet.
Yep.
Hit your free throws, nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so good at everything else. It prevents him from being so one-dimensional, you know what I mean? But, that one dimension, nobody's been able to stop until big series against really good coaches. And I think that's more, a Bud problem, where Bud's always figured out. He doesn't adjust more than Giannis. But I think Giannis is really good. I think he's given a lot of breaks that players of his level aren't. Like, we didn't. We didn't even really give KD that. But we gave KD breaks with the Thunder. We started asking little questions when they lost a 3-1 lead. But they lost it to a team that was really good. So, but this Heat team just. They just and in the big moments, like the Bucks just weren't built. It seemed like they weren't built for it. Like, and I said this like early season. I'm like, I remember watching Giannis last year, and this when he had who was the point guard? Brogdon. They had Brogdon as a point guard. I remember Brogdon and Middleton had the ball in their hands a lot during like the closing moments. Yeah, and I'm like, how the fuck do you have Giannis Antetokounmpo on your fucking team? And Brogdon. Brogdon, he was a 50-40-90 guy. He's good, you know what I mean? I think last year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have him on the ball when you have Giannis on your team? Giannis was hiding in the corner because he couldn't shoot free throws. If they fouled him, he was, whatever. Yeah. He was scared or whatever. But like, you can't hide a Giannis in big moments. If he can't shoot free throws in big moments, being the type of player he is, that's a big problem. And he's not even just missing him. He's airballing shit at times. You know what I mean? Like,
it's bad.
That's necessary big moments. And I said he needs to hit free throws in big moments. Fuck that 3-pointer they're adding to his, trying to add to his bag. He needs to hit free throws, and that's what bit him in the ass a couple of times. So
I think that's kind of a good narrative on the state of the NBA in general. Like, we don't even care about free throws anymore. You got to hit a 3. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, that would make a lot more sense. And I think it does make sense now, but that's just not how people think anymore. If you don't hit 3s, like, this isn't the league for you. Like, what are you even doing? I had a question. So you talked about some of that stuff about Giannis last year. What are your thoughts on some of the slander he took about not covering Butler? That was kind of a hot talk.
He's a defensive
early couple games.
You don't say that out loud,
right?
You know what I mean? But I get why a 7-footer wouldn't want to guard Butler.
That's what I thought. On the
perimeter. Like, he's a defensive player of the year, but like,
you're not going to ask Shaq to guard a point guard,
right?
If he's your best scorer.
He's had some tough years defending, but he's been a great defender for the most of his career, right? A lot of it's off ball though. Like on-ball defense, I think the only time we really saw him like really drop his nuts was like against Rose and was the Eastern Conference Finals with the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? So and really with that, what he did with Rose, he just made Rose shoot. He gave Rose space. He wasn't like up in his grill locking him up. A lot of the big plays we've seen him make are off ball. You know what I'm saying? Blocks and shit like that. Challenging people at the cup. You know what I mean? So why do we expect Giannis to try to strap down a player that is much more shifty? Probably get him in foul trouble. You know what I mean? If he's trying to guard him out on the pivot, I don't expect it to, but I think you gotta be. It's more about in that moment you gotta say hey, whoever they need me to guard, I'm guarding. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of drop your nuts a little bit, drag them shits. You are Giannis, you are an alien. You know what I mean? Like, But I think it just looks bad. It's the optics of it.
I agree, and that's a good point, because that's a state that the NBA is a line league. Like, we talked about this before. I don't remember in recent time this much that like there were so many narratives on a game by game basis. Like, you're a Lakers guy.
Yeah.
Game ones, both round. Oh my God, here we go. Dame's going to take him out the first round. Gentleman's sweep. Next round. Holy shit. What does LeBron need to get past Houston?
Yeah.
Move on. Fucking 4 in a row, not even close. It's crazy. Like, even what was the other one? Denver, Utah. People ready to put Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray in the Hall of Fame. It's like let's pump the brakes a little
crazy.
bit.
They was going crazy. It was fun to watch.
It was.
I was scared after game 1 against Portland. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Really?
Yeah, because to me, like, Bron had a great game overall, but like in the big moments, he didn't press the gas in game 1. Like, sometimes when you need a bucket, Bron usually gives you that bucket, or he at least is pressing down, but he was kind of passive, and I'm like, damn, bro. And he didn't look at all that good in the bubble prior to that. He had a great season prior, but in the bubble, those 10 games, those seeding games, he didn't look all that good. So, But maybe he's looked great when it mattered. That's all I care about. You feel me?
Yeah. So did that make you feel a little better about the game 1 loss to Houston after you saw how it panned out with Portland?
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing was like I was more tripping about how Bron looked in game 1. I mean, as far as big moments. After I saw that, I'm like, Bron takes his games to kind of figure things out. You know, he's like a supercomputer. He's like Mayweather. It's a 7-game series. You know, he might not, first 2 games, first game and a half. Once he figures you out, it's a wrap, bro. You know, but he's gonna figure you out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about Bron. He approaches it. He has that supercomputer. You know what I mean? And he's taking in calculations. You know what I'm saying? Taking in the numbers, figuring things out. And then once he figures you out, it's time to pick you apart, baby. You know what I mean?
It. There's a new nickname, the hard drive. LeBron James.
Maybe. You can try to make that work. If it catches on, you can have all the credit.
Almost as good as the servant, Kevin.
Right? Oh my God, dog. Grim Reaper, Slim Reaper.
Slim Reaper is so good.
Best.
So good.
And it gets so
good.
Weird
it's gone nowhere. Right. I know. We talked about that before. I'm so glad you brought that up. That's such a dope nickname. And he could have marketed that. I can see the merchandise in my head.
The Nike commercials,
like the Slim Reaper merch.
The Nike commercials.
Oh my God,
been crazy.
He needs a new team. Right. He needs a new team, a new PR team or whatever, marketing team around him.
I already got one for Bron. I already got a hashtag for Bron. Hard drive for greatness.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, if you tweet it, I'll retweet it.
All right, I got you. So just let me slide to my right for a second, so you don't get this twisted.
Okay. Are you a Patriots fan?
Well, yes, but more importantly, we're Celtics fans in Boston.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Cam Newton. I'm happy for Cam. I'm happy for Cam. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him win. So, but yeah, Celtics. Hey, Tatum. I'm from St. Louis, my G. Like, I'm a big Tatum fan. I think. Yeah, he's from the Lou. Yeah, I watched Tatum play. I saw Tatum play. I saw him and Bill play. I saw Bill play his senior year a couple times. He had got the easiest 41-point game I ever saw in my life.
Really?
He probably put like 22 points of effort into 41. It was easy. But Tatum, I saw him play his junior year. He had 17 points in the first quarter. He was doing NBA moves. I'm like, how the fuck is he like grabbing the ball at the 3-point line, back induced down, hit a fade one way, faded out of bounds, and hit a like a 17-footer where he covered so much ground. No high school player could have covered it. When the buzzer goes out, he knocked down the buzzer in the first quarter. They were up crazy. He was playing every position. I left the gym after the first quarter. It was the first time in my life I said, I'm glad I don't play basketball anymore. Like, I never seen a high schooler and it made sense because he was working out with Bill in the summer starting his sophomore year.
Yeah.
So he was doing reverse pivots, backing people down, fadeaways. Like, these are NBA moves. He's working on NBA moves in the summer of his sophomore year. So I was like, what the like? What when I was playing at the peak of me playing, when he was a junior in high school, I could have been 23. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there was no way in hell I could have done anything to affect anything he's doing on the court. Yeah. And I was like, thank God I don't play basketball no more, G.
The craziest part, the craziest part is he's also been super baby faced his whole career too. Yeah. So that must be so fucking frustrating that this dude, while everyone else during the summer is like, man, I'm gonna work on my game so that we can get to the state championship next year. Jason Tatum's like, well, I got to work on my Euro step, for when Giannis catches me on the break. Yeah. Meanwhile, this fucking Macaulay Culkin face motherfucker is just killing everyone.
Bro, he was. The thing is, off the court, he was so chill, so relaxed. Just whatever, right? He's about to play a game. He's about to put up 35, and there's no soon as he stepped on the court, it was like he put the cape on, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like his whole demeanor changed, just a killer, bro. And that's the way he is. I mean, you see it sometimes when he dunked on Bron. He got it, you know what I'm saying? He was but most
chest
of the time
bumped him.
He had to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is what he say? Hey, Bron, this is Tatum's son.
Oh yeah.
The tweet. Yeah, but when he was a kid, even watching Bron for Ellis, I would have done the same thing. You dunk on Bron, you gotta enjoy that. You feel me? But like
I mean, he's potentially the best player on a team going to the finals. I mean, he's got to take that persona eventually. It's not his fault. He's fucking 22 years old, 23 years old, whatever he is.
Do you think that they'll beat the Heat?
I do.
I
do, but I also think that's a scary team. And I said it before.
Yeah.
I tweeted. I tried to go find it so I could retweet it. But I've said before, the Heat are a real team. That hit me during the Celtics' first game against the Heat in the bubble. They just got lit up because it's Jimmy Butler playing pissed off, surrounded by shooters. Surrounded by filthy white shooters. Duncan Robinson's from our neck of the woods. He's from New Hampshire in Maine. And he's filthy. Hero's playing phenomenal. Bam, I love Bam. That's a real team.
Bam is a dog. I know Bam
disrespect
had this in him.
Yeah. Me neither, bro.
I love that white boy, man. That dude, he can play. You know what I'm saying? And Duncan just got the chopper ready at all times. He one of them dudes. He just, it's kind of like that Mike Miller type shit where he just always ready to shoot.
Shoot first, second, and third.
Right. Yeah, that's right. He got his hands set. The gun cocked at all times.
Yep.
He just waiting to let that motherfucker fly. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he tough. I love watching that team play. And I've been watching them play since early in the season. It kind of like they were okay. Last year was the Kings for me, a team that wasn't good that I love watching play. The Heat, after the first few games, I thought they were going to be a team. I think they're going to be that good, but they're extremely fun and they're really good, and they were surprisingly good. But I'm happy for Butler. I'm happy seeing Butler. Being a man on the team. Finally getting a chance to be a man on the team with a good coach, a good surrounding cast. Supporting cast, and he's showing what he can do. G, he's a dog,
and they have nothing to lose. Like half people don't even know they're in the playoffs.
Playing with house money, you feel me? Like
absolutely,
they've already outplayed what we thought.
Because they swept Indy, right?
I think maybe Indy won
5 games.
I think it was close. They might have, but they lost one game.
Maybe,
one or two.
And then the Bucks was fucking nothing. And now I don't know. We'll see, man. It'll be a fun series. It'll be different because them and Toronto are different. Toronto's very streaky. Smaller guys. Miami is a big team, mostly Bam, but Bam, if it's Bam and Tice or Robert Williams or something, that could
might be abusive in the post.
That could pose a problem.
Right. Well, I mean, y'all got Stevens on your side. They had Bud. You know what I'm saying?
You like Brad Stevens?
So Stevens
as a coach.
He ain't gonna get circles ran around him like Bud did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Spoelstra's one of the. I mean, Spoelstra might be top.
I agree. Good call.
Right now, yeah.
But I think the fact that the Heat are where they are post LeBron is because it's hard to gauge how good one of LeBron's coaches is because who knows what he's doing and what LeBron isn't doing. You know what I mean? But he's I think he's put himself in the class of whatever's ahead of like a respectable coach. And he's a good coach. Like he's a respected good coach.
I don't think any coach, maybe Nick Nurse, gets more out of what he has. You know what I'm saying? Like Spo's one of those guys, you know what I'm saying, where he's gonna get everything he can out of those guys. You know what I mean? Obviously Pop, he'll surprise the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Pop's a GOAT. You know what I mean? Pop's a GOAT to me. I'm a Duke fan, Coach Calder, but Pop's a GOAT to me. But I think Spo is up there, top 3, top 4 in the league right now.
I was just gonna say I agree with Dan that it's gonna be a tough series. I'm kind of scared. I just feel like with Jason Tatum, he might be the best athlete that the Celtics have had since I don't know, Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy, the original walking bucket.
And they killing your mans online too.
So how did that start? Can you tell us about that?
You said what?
I was gonna say,
how did that start? Can you tell us about that?
Dude, people were This is the thing.
Are they 90?
Bob Cousy was listed as one of the top 50 players in the league.
I'm
like doing some. I'm looking at Bob Cousy play. I'm like, I could have yanked his ass in middle school. It's a different type of basketball, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me look at this dude because they love talking shit like Bob. It's showing all these hit, whatever. But I mean, I seen like commentators kind of clown him a little bit. And then I was like, let me do some research. Bob Cousy
I was gonna say, I'm gonna pull up some numbers.
19 points off of 20 shots a game. Like, He shot horrible from the field for most of his career. Like, this dude wasn't good at basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was good for the time period, but when we're talking about the top 50 best of all time, Bob Cousy's not in the top 50. I don't give a fuck what generation he played in. You know, that's not a top. You know, when you're shooting, like if his shooting percentage, like for his career, or like I think maybe it was his best season. I looked it up. Would have been like maybe top 120 in the league, like out of people. So like this is what I'm looking at. Like, I know the league's changed and they're different and there's more skills. It's like, you know, comparing old bodybuilders versus new bodybuilders. But this, I mean, when you're looking at like, you know, straight up, you know what I'm saying, like stats, we're talking about the top 50 here. We're not talking about he was great for his time. We're talking about everybody.
Right.
How the fuck you gonna put this man in the top 50 players of all time when 90% of the league at his position probably would have cooked his ass at some point? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, I don't see it. And so I'm looking at the stats. I'm like, these aren't good. So like, I dropped a little video and Boston attacked the shit out of me and went extremely viral. There was all like the Celtics beat writers on my head and shit. And I'm like pulling up stats like, your boy's a bum. You know, if he plays now.
Well, I'm wondering, like, were any of them alive while Bob Cousy was playing? This dude was drafted in 1950.
Yeah. I mean,
top 3 pick, by the way.
Let's keep it a buck, though. Bob Cousy didn't even want to play his first year. Bob Cousy, when he was drafted, the first year he spent this is how trash the NBA was at the time. He spent his first year teaching women how to drive because that was more profitable at the time, right? So then like the team that he was on that he got drafted to like dismantled, right? So there's maybe 9 teams in the league at that point.
The Tri-Cities Blackhawks is who he was drafted.
Right. So then there was 3 players that stayed in the league, and he was one of the players. He got sent to Boston or whatever, right? He said if they didn't get sent to Boston, he wouldn't even have played or something. There was like 10 or 11 teams at peak. Also, there was a cap on how many black people you have in the league. And then black people didn't get the opportunities they wanted to because when they finally could get in the league because of racism. So you want me to say this man had all this shit going his way and then shoots 20 shots to average 19 shots average 19 points, and we gonna give him top 50? Fuck that shit, bro. I mean, he was good for the time when black people couldn't play and when there was 10 people in the league. 10 teams in the league. So like, bro, like, you know, like, and he didn't win a chip without Russell. You know what I'm saying? Like, like certainly would put an asterisk by his name. You feel me? At least, I mean, definitely not top 50 that ever played the game.
You're saying if you take a prime Bob Cousy and you put him in 2020. One-on-one game versus Ben Simmons. You don't think he puts Ben Simmons in a blender? You don't think he mixed?
I think he goes to sit at his desk and he's an accountant like he's supposed to be. I think that's
he's going back to driver's ed.
He's going back. Right. He's teaching our kids how to take right turns. You know what I'm saying? I take left turns safely.
Yeah.
No, trust me. That's like the worst part of that's the worst part of Twitter is that like me and Dan are huge Celtics fans. But you can also be a realistic fan. Yeah, and so, I'm wondering the age of the people that were arguing with you. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I have no fucking idea what Bob Cousy looks like playing basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a good idea, but I can't argue for him.
Old, man. Like, it was just like old kids that was, you know what I mean? And I was just, a lot of times, just retweeting their face. And, you know,
I know what their profile pictures must
like. I was just treating their profile picture like, this makes sense. You know, like, yeah, so I mean, I didn't care. Like, he's fun to me. Like, even the Indiana shit, like, that was fun to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I said, I stand on that shit. I've been in Indianapolis twice.
Yeah.
The place, the best part of going was leaving. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm from St. Louis, from a place that if you aren't born there, I see why you never want to go there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so like, but I would have taken it personally. But it's a particular type of people that take that type of shit personally. And I love clowning the shit out their ass. It didn't bother me.
Yeah,
trying to find the right
you're one
way.
of the best on Twitter.
Trying to find the right way to put this, but I would assume the people who are arguing for Bob Cousy also believe that was the golden age of basketball for more reasons.
They don't watch.
If you catch my drift,
we're not watching real basketball anymore.
Correct.
You know, they're not tough enough. They want to see fucking wrestling when they watch NBA now. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not smoking a cigarette while you're shooting free throws, it's not good basketball. You know what I mean? I'm good on
That's when men played the game.
Right.
I just picture like that old like black and white like tutorial video from the movie Dodgeball, back like in the day. Like those old like film reels from PE class in the 40s.
People were calling me racist, and I'm like,
oh, jeez.
I didn't talk about Jerry West.
Right.
That's a dog.
Oh, he can ball.
You know what I mean? I ain't
Oh,
talking
he
about
would run
Larry
circles
Bird.
on
That's a
Cousy.
dog. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Pistol Pete. He was crazy. I'm talking about fucking Bob Cousy. You know what I mean? Oh, and there's a reason I'm talking about him. I'm looking at straight up numbers. You feel me? Like, I'm not looking at like his color. He's just
8 times NBA assist leader.
You said what?
Can't fake that. 8 times NBA assist leader. That's like
with 10 teams.
Chris Paul before, yeah, exactly.
In 19, I think it was 9. He drafted. I don't know if he got drafted in the 50s, but was it 58 or 59?
He got drafted in 1950.
Okay,
and then he won the NBA assist leaders from 1953 to 1960. Dominated the 50s.
So 2 years before that, the NBA champion got beat by the fucking Harlem Globetrotters. Like, so fuck that NBA, bro. Like, that's you could get off your couch and go lead an assist in 1950s. You know what I mean? When the Globetrotters are running that. You know what I'm saying?
So that's interesting because we've talked about this before. Like there are some crazy numbers like from that era. What about like when did like Wilt play? Because Wilt would put up like 50 and 50 games, things that are never going to happen again.
I think Wilt averaged, maybe it was his rookie year, like 50 and 25, something silly. I want to look that up.
It literally silly.
It was
like that's
something like insane.
But when was that? Like in the 60s?
Yeah.
Because he's obviously, I mean, he's black himself, so obviously they're a little more progressive at that time.
It was later. It was the late 50s or early 60s, I believe. Mm-hmm. But let me see. I want to see what his rookie year looked like.
Some of those basketball reference stats are just wild. Classic 50 and 50 night.
I mean,
50-50 burger.
Because when I was looking at all that, I looked at
Bill
Russell,
you did your research. Sure.
You said yeah, and I was like, dude, like this man lost his mind. 1959, this man averaged 37 and 27. 38 and 27.
Light.
Off of 60.
Light work.
Off of right. Let me see his off of 46% from the field.
Yeah.
Rookie year. Bro, like.
So he's James Harden meets Dennis Rodman in one person.
Right. 38 and 27 rookie year. Right. Shooting 46. And then the next year he averaged 39 and 27, shooting 50% from the field. Like, I mean, and I think the year before that he was playing for the Harlem Globetrotters. You know what I mean? And then he came and played for them. Played in the league.
The original farm system of the NBA.
Right. Yeah, but crazy.
Yeah.
Wow,
go ahead. So
the 50s weren't. I'm not.
50s were a wild time, man.
Right.
We'll fast forward to last night in that case. What did you think about that scuffle between LeBron and Austin Rivers? The scuffle that never was.
This is the thing. I love. Bron's not gonna fight. You know what I mean? But I love I'm not letting you bounce a ball off my head. You feel me? But I tweeted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Austin Rivers hit him on the head and knew immediately his role in the situation was to peace, my brother. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean that.
We have enough black on black crime. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, he knew what time it was, G. Like, it was an accident for real, but also, come on, you don't want that smoke. It was a funny reaction. I don't know if you saw Coos. Did y'all see the video? Look at Coos.
Nah, who came in the who did Austin Rivers break it up, or was he the one who LeBron was going to fight? Someone was in the middle.
LeBron was stepping to Austin because he was just stepping whoever hit him on the head. And then he saw Austin was like, my bad.
Yeah.
And then Coos came from the back, and you see Coos bust out laughing after the scuffle.
No, I didn't see that.
It's hilarious. Coos is such a kid, man.
Dude, he's just living the dream right now.
He's right. We thought Coos
he's just there for the ride.
We needed 15 to 18 out of Coos. It turns out we got enough guys that can step up and get buckets, and like KCP Green when needed. Rondo, the purest shooter in the NBA right now. You know what I'm saying? And we don't need Coos to do that. We need Coos to just hit open shots, and cut well, move well off the ball, and play scrappy defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get us a couple extra, get us some rebounds on that. Like, and I like that. The Carl Kuzma we're seeing, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Great
like,
nickname.
Yeah, we thought we needed Kyle. We got Carl, and he's been doing really well. You feel me?
Yep.
So.
Officer Carl Kuzma Winslow at full service, ready to go.
You also need him to date a Jenner if one of them opens up. You know, just to keep them off of the stars on the team. Just to keep like 80 off them.
I mean, he got. Was it? He
dated Kendall
right
at one point, didn't he?
Kendall,
he dated, and I think Simmons came in and swooped that thing up real quick. But yeah, I mean, he's dating a supermodel. You know, he's still doing this thing. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean,
Kyle Kuzma.
You mentioned Rajon Rondo. It's full family effort for the Rondos. Down in the bubble.
Brother jumped off the bench. You will never see him at another game. Obviously,
Christ no.
All the way home.
No.
But yeah, it's funny going at Westbrook too. Like Westbrook's one of those dudes. I mean, we saw him hitting the bag like when he was with Harden. He can't punch for shit. You know what I mean? But he's a guy that it doesn't matter because you're gonna have to kill him to stop him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, he's gonna run at you 100 miles an hour.
That's the thing. Like you know those guys that you like they just like stay down and they will never stay down. You can hit Russ with the biggest, heaviest punch possible. Probably eat that shit because he's tougher than anybody you ever met in your life. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why you love and hate. That's why he feel fuck up at times in games, but it's always because he knows one speed.
Yes,
you know, it's just
great point.
You know what I mean?
I'll take that all day. Well, I mean,
I'll take it over.
I wouldn't
Harden
take it all day.
I think Harden sometimes when Harden's a much better player. Obviously, Harden's one of the best offensive players we've ever seen in basketball. You know what I mean? But when he's not in, I mean, he played great last night, which was surprising to me. Yeah. But when he's not in the game, it's just he just seems scared. You know what I mean? And I'll take somebody that's trying too hard. Somebody that's just like, wants no parts of the smoke. You feel me? So
yeah.
Rondo didn't want it with Rondo. Nobody really wants it with Westbrook. I don't think. You know, it doesn't matter if he can punch. He's tougher than everybody. You know,
it's a bad idea. I'd be scared of that dude, regardless of like.
You saw him on the bench.
Ability.
You saw him on the bench.
Yeah, he's ready.
He was
to
on the bench, tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Geeking. That's crazy, bro. Like that dude's wired differently. He's a special player. I love Westbrook. I don't, but I think I tweeted this. I think that bite doesn't match the bark anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
anymore?
was just abusing him at the cup. You know, like he was getting his shit pushed all over the place. You know?
Oh yeah.
So and we didn't see that a while ago we don't see the highlight finishes like we used to with West. You know?
No. His MVP year, the first triple double year, I should say, that was a different dude. That was he could take the ball at half court and be like, I'm going to the basket. And it's not a question. I'm going to the basket.
What is a human?
You're in my way. You're in my way.
No human can stop me. You know what I mean?
It's just like, you know what I mean?
Not there anymore.
I was curious what it was going to look like because I've seen videos in the summer where he was hanging out at Bron's house. I think it was him and CP3. They're hanging out. So I'm like, if this comes to a point in the series where he gets blocked by LeBron, is he going to be pissed the way that he would be pissed at literally any other player in the league, even people that he's like I didn't know that he was going to have a beef with Steven Adams. Like they were super cool.
Yeah.
Their whole time that they played together. And then Bron swatted him like 2 or 3 times, like put his shit in the first row. I think
put his shit in the family section.
Yeah, was it?
He almost hit some children with the damn ball. You feel me?
Yeah.
He almost took a child out. Yes, come on, bro.
And Russ walked away like, yeah, he did that.
Right. There was a couple times he got chippy. I mean, especially the last game 5. But I think the thing that Bron just started laughing. You know what you got to Russ. Like Steven was pissed, Steven Adams, but they probably cool off the court. When Russ is on the court, you know, he's just his competitive nature. Like he has that permanent fuck what you think face at all times on the court. Yeah. I imagine he seems really genuine and a really solid guy off the court. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Yeah, so
I would have loved him in the 90s. I think he would have been like,
he would have loved it.
He's a throwback player.
He'd have been a dog
his attitude.
in the 90s.
And the 90s would have loved him too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He'd be on everybody's poster. You know,
I think like him, Garnett, and Kobe would have been recent generations. I think they would have been interesting to place in the 90s.
No, Russ is interesting because Russ, like, first of all, he's one of the better post-game interviews ever of all time. Like either in the locker room at the podium. Like he like sometimes he'll treat the media like shit, but he's always like very well spoken, very soft spoken. Like you mentioned Steven Adams. There's one I always remember. They asked Steven Adams like a condescending question. You know what I'm talking about? It was like what do you do when Russell Westbrook like sits down? And he's like, nah, fuck that. Like I got this, Steven. Like blah blah blah. So he sticks up for his guys. He definitely wanted and loved that leadership role, I think, once KD left. But boy, that MVP year, he was just a fucking bowling ball.
He used to have the dogs around him. He had a horse around him. You know what I mean? So I thought in Houston it would be a little better. He had a decent series, but the thing is with Russ, he just can't shoot anymore. His legs are gone.
No.
Like, he can't knock. They were daring him to shoot all series. And he just, he barfed on himself. You know what I mean? And I think his legs are gone. You know what I mean? Like, if he can't get to the cup, even that one, remember that he would have that one, like, going full speed and, like, go up at, like, 12 feet. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, and knock it. That, I mean, that was money ball for him. That hasn't been his money. I just think it's part of his his game. I always wondered how it was going to age as he got older. He's 31, 32, something like that. So I mean, he's but he's not obviously still a great basketball player. But it's just interesting to see, is he gonna start working on these things? Like we saw Jason Kidd. I don't see Jason Kidd couldn't shoot worth shit. Became a catch and shoot guy. I don't see Westbrook becoming that. But there's things. Him jumping 6 feet in the air to shoot a fucking 3-pointer is unnecessary. Yeah. You know what I mean? Tone it down a little bit. Like, it's less arms when you jump less. Oddly enough, when you jump high, it's more arms. You know what I'm saying? Just tone it down a little bit. You might be Gucci, but we'll see though.
We'll see.
They're working his mechanics though.
He certainly does. It's just like it's the 3-pointer that he just never really had that. But to branch off what you said about Rondo and that being a family affair. We talked on me and Dan talked on our last episode about a real family affair, which I want your thoughts on, which is, so Paul George once dated Callie Rivers. Oh, wow. Doc's daughter.
Yeah.
Callie Rivers, Paul George cheated on Callie Rivers with a stripper, got her pregnant, whatever. Yeah. And then Callie Rivers now is married to Seth Curry.
Yeah, and Seth called him a bitch, didn't he?
He did.
I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think of that whole thing? Like, and how was that not talked about more during that series in the first 100%. Round?
I mean, even on Twitter, they brought it up a few times. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, we're not gonna get commentators talking about.
Yeah, it's not gonna lead first take.
They're not sharing the tea. You feel me? But like,
you don't think Kevin Harlan's talking about it?
You said what?
Kevin Harlan talking about it?
Right.
Up high and down hard.
Right. But yeah, like I feel like, I mean, that was an interesting dynamic. I really wonder what we know how Seth felt.
Yeah.
But it seemed that Paul George, like, he was more worried about his game being trash and actually Seth Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fair point.
I know, but I mean, I wonder, like, this is the thing with the Clippers was interesting to me. Just period, talking about the Clippers is, Lou Will hasn't looked good since he came into the bubble. He's scoring like 6 to 8 points less than his average.
Yep.
Same with Montrez. All right.
He's playing terrible.
It hasn't been playing as good. You feel me? Playoff P obviously is not a guy you want to really rely on. Kawhi's the only person Kawhi's gonna give you 30 to 35 a night, 9 out of 10 times, right? We can rely. I don't know, like, these Clippers, like the Nuggets can fuck around and zip their ass up in Game 7. You know what I'm saying? Based on what I've seen, you know what I mean? Like, and we they've already been in a Game 7. There's not gonna be any more pressure than there was in the first round.
Yep.
But and they're playing with house money, like we talked about with the Heat. The Nuggets don't have the same pressure the Clippers have in this situation. So I really, bro, we could see a Western Conference Finals of Nuggets versus Lakers.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that too, because I was talking to Sopee earlier. Was today's Nuggets Clippers game the most irrelevant, potentially unwatched game? Like, when I saw, hey, there's a game on today, I can't believe this game's going against the NFL opening weekend. I was like, okay, maybe it'll be. I figured they got like the 3:30 or like 6:30 time slot.
Yeah.
They played at 1 p.m. Eastern on the first
bro,
NFL Sunday of the year.
Bro,
What are you thinking? It's the balls on ESPN or TNT, whoever the fuck channel it was on.
I mean, they did that because of football.
That's a
they
tall
didn't want
task.
to fight against football. You know what I mean? But
My goodness.
1 p.m. Eastern to me, dog, like,
That's true.
I'll be honest. I just saw the highlights. I ain't watching.
Yeah.
I was literally watching the ladies, like the LP.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
I was like, you know, like that. I was watching a little football. I was trying to tap.
Yeah.
I want to see what Cam does. I'm interested in what Brady does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's some good stories. You know what I'm saying? I want to follow a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was the most. I'll be tapped in on Tuesday though.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. I can't believe they lost today. I compared it a lot to, and I didn't watch the game. It sounds like you guys didn't watch it from beginning to end either.
They were up 19 and then lost. They were up 19 at one point, I believe.
LA was?
No, yeah, LA was.
Oh shit, I didn't know that either. But
yeah, they said it's the biggest lead that was lost.
That is interesting. That's tough.
Since like another Clippers team or something like it was like.
Yeah,
dog, that's there, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I compared it like Sopee said. We're Celtics fans. Like that game 6 against Toronto, that game, myself included, we wanted nothing to do with a game 7. That shit had game 6 was a must win. They didn't win, but at the time that was a must win. That was a dogfight for. That was also one of the greatest playoff games I can remember. That was a dogfight through 2 overtimes. Today, and again, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the score. I would have interpreted that as we don't need this game. There's another game. We know we can win if we need to. But after blowing a lead and, like you said, Denver doing the same shit a series ago.
Yeah.
That's a game Tuesday. That is very interesting.
I have a question for you. I love Tatum. Even Jaylen Brown, like seeing Jaylen Brown play, like I want to apologize publicly because I didn't think Jaylen Brown would ever get there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Had a great season. He's been great in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum's kind of loose with the ball in the games.
Very sloppy. The game they lost, very sloppy.
I mean, but like it's like I mean, his has great handle, but he can get loose with the ball at times. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? Is that young? Is that youth? Or
I hope so.
Yeah. I wonder about that because I haven't watched as much Celtics games as y'all have, and I've noticed that when I watch them, like late game, you can get a little loose with the cookie. Yep. You gotta take care of that boy. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing: there's a fine line. It's like
he's
I'm
big
sure
shot.
Sopee would agree. I want him, and I think he should be the alpha on this team. I want him to have the confidence to bring the ball up every time. It also goes back to, I used to say the same thing about Seth Curry. Steph Curry could go 0 for 15 from 3. You still want him shooting threes in the fourth quarter.
That's Steph Curry.
Because you know it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. But again, Steph Curry's a veteran. He's a pro's pro. Yeah. Tatum, I don't know. I don't know if it was a pressure thing. I don't know if it's he had a couple games where I was genuinely nervous about him bringing it up. They couldn't figure out that box and one for a while.
Yeah.
It didn't help that Kemba chipped in with 5 points to kind of help him out.
Right.
I don't know what
Bradley had some issues. Like he wasn't a ball handler. I mean, he got much better. Yeah. I thought he was gonna be more like Ray Allen. Ray Allen can handle the ball a little bit though. When
he could when he needed to.
Yeah, when he needed to for sure. Like first, like when he was at UConn, and then with the Bucks.
Yep.
Watch.
Oh, he was by the time he got to the Celtics, he was a completely different player.
He was a catch guy. He dribbled when he had to. He's more Klay Thompson, but when he was with the, but I mean before that he was that motherfucker would go with Ray Allen with
Ray Thompson.
Right. But Ray Allen had
Clay Shuttlesworth.
Right. Ray Allen had that yo-yo. I mean, he was him and Allen Iverson would go at it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
That was some good series, but yeah.
Oh, good call. That was the shit. Those UConn Georgetown games.
The Georgetown UConn games was crazy. And then the Bucks Sixer series. I think.
And
Iverson won in order to go to play the Lakers.
The Lakers. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks should have won that series. Mm-hmm. That Bucks team was great, but
was that Glenn Robinson Bucks?
Yeah.
Glenn Robinson, Sam Cassell. Yep, another future Celtic.
Cassell was great. That mid-range game, took care of the ball, really effective. I love Cassell's game, man.
Yo, he had one of the best celebrations of all time. Would you agree?
What do you mean? Oh,
the I got huge nuts dance.
Yeah. But he did though. The man stepped up at big moments. He wasn't scared of shit. I love.
I'm not his doctor, but I can verify he had huge nuts.
Based on how I performed, we can tell. Yeah. I wish he would get a chance to be a coach though. You know what I mean? I like Cassell.
Is he trying to be a coach? Is he an assistant coach?
He's an assistant. He's an assistant. He's been an assistant for a little bit, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
Is he with the Clippers or the Wizards?
I think he's with the Clippers. I think he's with the Clippers.
I would take advice.
Doc's got a sick lineup. It's like Cassell, Ty Lue, Lawrence Frank.
Oh yeah. That team is stacked.
Is Ty Lue going somewhere? You think? Ty Lue get a head coaching job? I heard those rumors.
Really
Philly.
I know he did. I don't think he got one. I don't think he got one yet.
Not yet. You think he'll get one? Another one?
I think he should. I mean, look at his resume. I mean, the dude's won a
I agree. He's coached LeBron James.
Yes, but they act like he wasn't like, dude. He went up against Kerr. I mean, it was obviously Bron and Kyrie lost their fucking mind, but
right.
you don't think the coach played any part in coming back from the 3-1, you know what I'm saying, deficit? You know what I mean? Like I think that's silly. I think he deserves another shot for real. I fuck with him. I think he will. I think he will.
Sounds like D'Antoni's out too, right? That's how they come out today.
I think
he wants to be out rather.
I was talking to Nick Wright. Nick Wright said that he thinks D'Antoni's like, this is his last year. He thinks it's his last season. He's like, this was his last game with the Rockets for sure. I mean, this is the thing. How long you gonna go with the experiment? How long you gonna go with the experiment? You know what I mean? Like, they haven't. I mean, they got really close at times. You know what I mean? But we might have to figure something else out. I mean, he's the architect of the way we play the game now. But he just he might not have the chops himself to get the Rockets there at least. I mean, he'll get another job somewhere else.
Yeah,
he's been in it for a while.
Speaking of the Rockets, what do you make of the Danuel House thing? I wish that they were still in it strictly for that because that man's horny. That man's been horny for a while.
I'll
let you go, but go ahead, LaJethro, please.
Based upon what I've heard, what I hear, that's a horny fella. You know what I mean? Interesting. This is very Danuel House. You know what I mean? Like nobody's surprised outside of us who don't know him. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
But man, but at the same time, it's not the best decision, but I understand the decision. I've been saying that, you know what I mean? It's not a smart decision, but it's not a bad one either, being that I get it, you are a human.
Yeah, you can't really get mad at him for that.
It's been a long time.
I feel bad. I mean, I know he was like a family man where he had a baby mama who he's romantically involved with multiple kids. That sucks, obviously, for their situation, but you know what I mean? When it comes to a man being a human, man, woman, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Being, cooped up for months. I mean, hey, bro, somebody poking out of their PPE, you know what I mean? Hey, you might want to test it. You feel me? I get it.
He had to get his damn Cassells off.
Right.
So have we seen?
It was probably sitting real heavy, because it's been struggling for months. Yeah, it's time.
Has it been leaked, or is it? Do we know what this woman looks like? I'm sure that hasn't been leaked, right?
They don't leak that woman because Twitter.
Any demographics, age, anything?
But Twitter gonna have a ball with her, man. They don't need to leak that woman's name, man.
No,
or pictures, none of that.
Well, let me put it this way: it sounds like the conclusive evidence is that he invited her in for sexual reasons. It wasn't just okay. That being said. Because I envision this going one of two ways.
Hours, I think the official report.
Oh yeah, that's my wife works in healthcare. The test doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Were they playing Scrabble, Monopoly? That could take a long time.
Yeah, modern medicine's come a long way.
Maybe they were watching The Godfather, a long movie or some shit.
All three, you know what I mean?
One of those movies. Hey, when it's on cable, I can't turn it off.
Right. I get it.
Like Forrest Gump.
I get it. You see it, you gotta watch it. You feel me?
Because I pictured it going one of two ways. If it wasn't conclusive on how it went, if it was a younger, attractive female, come on in. I could also picture it being early in the morning. He's tired and older, unattractive, whatever comes to the door, just fuck it. Just come in. I'm fucking exhausted. Let's just do it in here.
Right.
As soon as the door closes, straight out of Dave Chappelle. I didn't know I couldn't do that. But good for him. Props.
I think he said
shoot your shot. Whatever.
Yeah, I think she was in there for hours. So yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's not gonna hold up in court.
Boy. Right. You gotta plead the fifth. You feel me?
Because it's funny. I was getting a haircut the day after that Lakers game. And it's like, oh, my barber's a big Lakers guy. He's like, oh yeah, like I noticed Danuel House was a DNP. I was like, oh, I didn't see why. Maybe he tweaked his hamstring or something. I don't know. Next morning, pow, there it is. That explains a lot.
The T. I need to go to Reddit. I need to really go to Reddit and check it out.
Yeah.
I know Reddit gonna have it.
I need to get to the bottom of this.
They're gonna have the deets, as they say. You feel me? Reddit will have all of it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how, like, from a practical standpoint, though, how does that break the quarantine rules? Because
you can't allow anybody in your rooms, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't spend the night. They don't spend the night. You feel me? Like, I mean, they don't stay in a bubble.
Right. They're not quarantining.
Okay.
Like
they're
not quarantining. Yeah. So like, yeah. So
good call. Well, you saw the dude before the season who he went across the sidewalk to pick up like his Uber Eats or like Postmates or something.
Put him away for a week.
Zero tolerance policy.
Yeah. Well, he was chilling for a week. You feel me? Yeah. So
well, here's the other end of that argument. Imagine if they did let him play. There's a COVID spread. You can't, Danuel House, you can't run that risk.
Right.
LeBron maybe might have had to sit down with Adam Silver.
Harden, maybe. Yeah. Harden definitely.
How serious is this?
Yeah.
Danuel House,
we're talking Danuel House. He's
you can file a complaint. You got to go.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
LaJethro, you had an Instagram post, completely changing subjects here, but from the All-Star game when, basketball was still played in front of fans. I don't know if you remember those days.
Yeah.
But your post was that your one takeaway: celebrities smell really good.
Right.
Name names.
No, I ain't naming names.
Oh, come on.
I just tell you, bro. You can. Hey, I was smelling a lot of money, bro. I'm like, dang. Hey, I don't know what cologne they be on or perfume they be on, but hey, I knew I couldn't afford it based on how it smelled. I'm like, I knew. But
are you talking players or like celebrities?
Players.
Like,
Players. I mean, it was not a WNBA, not NBA players. I mean, but also there was a lot of commentators there too. There was a lot of people smelling really good around me. You feel me? Like,
I need that cologne or whatever it is.
Right.
I can picture Reggie Miller smelling
$500 bottle of cologne that I'll never pay money for. Like,
yeah.
I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick with my little joint. You feel me? Like, I'm good on that. My little Chanel.
There's some guys I can definitely envision that smell bad, and some guys I can envision smell good.
The thing is, though, like,
I think who's on each side.
Smell bad, don't smell bad, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there's obviously gonna be some of them, but
yeah,
everybody smell like dog. It's you know how people say you smell like money.
They're the all-stars.
Right. These are all-stars.
For a reason.
These are like the best rookies and sophomores in the league. I'm like, these boys.
That's grade A journalism,
well,
right?
You know what I mean? But
this dude smells like hundreds.
That
guy smells like a max player.
Them checks real beat.
Yeah. That guy smells like a max contract.
Right? You think I'll play it?
Stats aside, that's an underrated look. There's the eye test, stats. People forget about the smell test.
Bro, right. When I was on the court, when I was on the court after the game, I'm like, yo, like that's when it really hit me. I'm like, everybody smells really good. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's the one thing. I'm on the court. It's my first All-Star game ever. I'm on the court. I'm not even tripping. I'm on the court. I'm caught up by the smells. Like, everybody smells so good. You know what I mean? Like, that's what caught me. You know what I'm saying? In that moment. You know what I mean?
That's the things you can't really grab on TV or certainly over the radio. You can describe it the best you want. But let me ask you this real quick. I know we're coming up on time before we let you go.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure you talked about this, quickly. Mm-hmm. We talked about dunk bait and everything you and the other guys have going on.
Yeah.
We talked about NBA Twitter. You've obviously built a very large following, all jokes aside. Mm-hmm. How did that kind of, any stories about kind of where you came from, what the come up was like, and kind of how you got to where you are today? Because, obviously Sopee and I, we're kind of fucking around this thing, but there's a lot of people who are listening who are, they're on Twitter, they're doing a podcast, they're doing this thing. Yeah. What's that journey kind of been like for you?
I mean, for me, like, I was at my job in like 2008, and I realized like,
what were you doing?
I was a recruiter. I was like a college recruiter. I was going even presentations to like high schools and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I had a finance degree. I didn't want to use a finance degree. I'm like, I don't want to sit around in a shirt and tie all day. I'm just not me. You feel me? And I was sitting down realizing like, damn, I'm gonna be here 8 hours every day. It's different from college because like in college you have all that free time. Yeah. I'm sitting here every day. Sometimes it's really boring. Like there wasn't a lot to do. And so I've always been into I've always been really creative as a kid. I played sports and drew. That's what, if I wasn't hooping, I was playing sports. I was drawing in my room. And so I just I had a bunch of thoughts and takes before they were termed that, you know what I mean? And I was just I had a blog and I was just blogging. I started Tyler, Dragonfly Jones should read my blog, you know what I mean? And so I was like, yo, you want to do this too? Because he was funny as hell. Already he was I had 100 followers. He had 600 followers. So it was oh shit, it's popping, you know what I mean? He's reading my blog. It's crazy, you know what I mean? So it's just the creating over time. And for 7 years, I created for minimal amounts of money, just off the strength of love. You know what I mean? I just like to create things, you know what I mean? It was selling t-shirts, doing, side projects, creating a faux rap group called Thug Friends, you know what I'm saying? And that shit going viral and being on Tosh.0 and Huffington Post comedy and shit. So in many different ways. And those are the things that got me the job I have. Starting the podcast, you know what I mean? It's just doing things because I love them. I feel when we get older, we act like we don't have I like the same things I liked as a kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sneakers, basketball, drawing, any type of creativity. These are the same these were put into me for a reason. And we ignore the things that we love. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. And we just I need to just make money. And I think that's unfortunate. I think those things are put in there for a reason. And I just happen to keep doing it. I was working that job, and my sister, who's a doctor, she was just engaged today, which is great.
Oh, great! Congrats!
Sister, congratulations!
Yeah, big deal. I love her to death, and I'm very happy for her. But my sister, who's a doctor, I was working that job, and I was trying to figure it out. She moved. She got a job. She started working in Atlanta after she left med school. And she was like, John, she was like, come to Atlanta. There's more jobs out here for you, creativity wise. You know what I mean? Come out here. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my independence. You know what I'm saying? I'm good out here. I'll figure it out. She's like, John, I don't have a family, don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I need to spend this money on somebody. So she basically snatched me, she forced me to quit my job. She was like, come out here, so I went to art school for maybe 6 months. And then I got a job offer after it's also people helping me out too.
That's love.
Yeah, my sister, it was crazy when I was a kid. I would beat up people that would touch her and shit. Say some wild shit. I was very protective, and then she took care of me when we were older. It's life balances out like that. She was like, John,
good investment.
Let me hold you down. So yeah, right, good investment, right? You feel me? So I was out there for about 6 months before I say 8 months before I got a job offer. Ended up leaving after a year and a half to come to LA, and I've just been being myself, dog, doing things that I like with people I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you'll never see me shirt tie on some weirdo shit. I'm just gonna keep being me, doing my shit. There's people that are good at that, right? Nick is a real one, and he'd be up there dressed up, but Nick Wright is I've always respected him. So talking to him yesterday was really dope because he's a legend to me. You feel me? So those guys are really good at that. You know what I mean? But that's not my joint. I'm just gonna keep being me, and that's what got me where I am, trusting my gut. Even the job I got offered in New York, I got 2 job offers, one in New York, one in LA. The one in New York was $30K more, but I was I'm more comfortable in LA. I'm gonna go to LA. You feel me? And and then I made that money up when I started to grind out here. And that job that I got offered there, that company, it has huge layoffs because of some other shit. 6 months after I would have took the job.
Damn.
So trusting your gut, going where you trust people and all that, and I've been lucky. Kevin on Stage, that's who I was working with in ADD. Before I was working at Yahoo, and Kevin on Stage is a real one. He helped me out. There's people that I don't think you do it alone. You build relationships, but also you just got to grind. I think doing something you love. But I've also been very lucky to have people that are really solid around me. They're also doing great things. My best friend is in the fucking Smithsonian. Best friend from St. Louis. He has photos in the Smithsonian. Adrian Walker. So I mean, I people that are around me that are much cooler than I am that motivate me as well. So that doesn't help. What the fuck am I doing with my homies in the Smithsonian? Look at that. Kevin, my homie Kevin on Stage is on TV and shit. What I mean? Tyler's a special brain. My friends around me are so inspirational. So
no, I think that's one of the silver linings, whatever you want to call it, out of the whole quarantine thing. Obviously, you started this way before, but I mean, people. I think if you looked at it the right way, it eliminated a lot of excuses. I mean, you have time to do stuff like this.
Yes.
You can literally open up your computer and record a podcast and put online for free. You can write. You can try other shit. You can spend more time with your family. There's a lot of stuff you can do instead of just dwelling on the stuff you can't do. And I think it's really cool to see some certain things blossom, recently. Obviously you've been grinding like this for a while now, but no, that's a dope story, man. That's cool to hear because you see this shit and how, and now that they've listened, they realize how, you're a quote unquote, just normal dude who works hard and
regular as fuck. I'm the most regular dude on the planet.
100%.
5'11", regular brown skin, 11 shoes, 7 3/8 hat. I'm basic as fuck. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just that like I found what I like and I keep doing it. I just kept doing it. Like,
you made the decision to take that risk, whatever you want to call it, to start. That's the hardest part for most people.
Yeah, just making that jump to move to Atlanta, kind of like quitting my job and changing the trajectory was the best decision I made and the hardest, the scariest decision. Because like my family's in St. Louis, like that. Like my favorite people on the planet are in St. Louis. So like I cried like a baby driving to Atlanta, like to the point where I was like, I might hyperventilate. You know what I mean? Because I was sad leaving everybody I love, but also it was necessary. So I got over it and it's fine. I'm still cool. Everybody I was cool with back then. You feel me? Like my great friends are still my great friends. The people I love back then I still love. So you got FaceTime and shit now. And with Zoom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean? Yeah. Exactly. Good. So,
Dan, you were talking about like things that you could do during quarantine and just eliminating excuses. You could collaborate with McDonald's if you want to.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. When I first started, I'm like, this is some cap ass bullshit. But the execution is not bad. No, the execution is great to me, and I'm surprised. That's the thing. The way he he did it with what's that game all the kids are playing? Fortnite. I bought some Fortnite shit. I don't even fuck with Fortnite, but it was Travis Scott shit. I ain't buying no McDonald's gear though. You feel me? Like, and I did give the Fortnite t-shirt to my little brother, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think this thing, Travis Scott approaches things like his collaboration, same way he approaches music. When he's in a song with somebody, that song becomes a Travis Scott song. You hear it. You know what I mean? When it's featured. Same thing with this collaboration. McDonald's became Travis Scott gear. He did not water down his brand in order to get that big check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that check was beefier than them fucking Big Macs. You feel me? So
yeah. What's your order if you go to McDonald's? If you don't order the Travis Scott special?
I haven't been to McDonald's in 12 years, bro. Man, that shit.
Damn.
Last time I went to McDonald's, this is where I fucked up. I had a steak biscuit. Like for breakfast, I was super hungry. I just got out of church and shit. And so I had a steak biscuit, and I was sick for like a day and a half. Like the shit. Yeah. You don't order steak from McDonald's. Stupid.
Certainly not.
And so and after that, like I'm like I didn't never went back. I never had taken not even a fry. And I used to love the fries. I
think the longer you go between meals, the worse that next meal is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you eat it consistently.
You're
this
fine.
Is my body now.
Taco Bell. I would fuck Taco Bell up and never have issues. I think if I took a fucking bite of a burrito supreme, I'd be blowing the shit out of my toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'd be blowing a French horn all night just from a bite of fucking Taco Bell. You feel me? So
yeah. No,
right.
I thought it was cool. Some of the merchandise is fire. We talked about it last week.
Hell
it's
yeah.
like
I had some in my. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had some in my cart. I bought a cup. I'm like, I can't be around here wearing a McDonald's shit.
Yeah.
No, this ain't me.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. But I'm gonna let the kids have this one. But it was fun.
Sure.
But when he do his little drop, like this is Travis. This is some Travis shit I got on right now. Like the little
the
recent drop he had. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I fuck with his shit. His shit's hard. Yeah. McDonald's. That's why I draw the line. But I still respect the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Last thing, and we'll let you get out of here on this, LaJethro. The first episode of Dunk Bait, you guys talked about just keeping it with the music thing. You guys talked about Lizzo. Remember when she showed up at the Lakers game with her ass half out?
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and someone was like, yo, we will prevent the coronavirus, but the condition is you got to go to every single Lakers game and Lizzo's going to be sitting in front of you wearing that and her booty crumbs or whatever Josiah called them, booty dust, that's going to be flying in your face every time.
That day.
But you're with your family too. That was the other caveat.
Yes, you're with your family too. Little kids.
Family affair.
Do you save us from coronavirus or what's going on?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't mad at Lizzo for having the cheeks out. Do your thing. You know what I mean? I think it's a little extra, but also I'm not Lizzo. You feel me? Like, hey, bro, like, you know, people be talking shit about it and all that all the time. If you know how she wanna react to that, that's cool. But hey, if you wanna have your cheeks out, those are your cheeks. You feel me? And it really, honestly, bro, like, it didn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make me, you know. I grew up in the South. You know, I'm from the Midwest. I was born in St. Louis. You know, I don't mind a little thickness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, I ain't mad at it. You feel me?
Respect it. And honestly, like, I know, just to keep it with current events, I know if I asked Odell Beckham the same question, he would have been cool with cheeks all over the place.
There's no recording. Right there, bro.
So was that Lizzo game? Was that the All-Star game, or was that just like a regular?
No, that was a regular
Lakers game.
That was a regular Lakers game.
I was gonna say that's fucked up because remember, so last Celtics game we went to, Sopee did the same thing and he got arrested. So that's why I was like, this is.
Sopee, you had the booty cheeks out. Hey man, like I said.
I had one single cheek out.
Booty cheeks guy, bro. If you want to have the booty cheeks out, that's cool with me, bro.
All right. I'm just saying, keep it consistent.
Keep it consistent. Very consistent. Bro.
All right, my man. Before we let you get out of here, where can everybody find you online if they decide for the first time today?
LaJethroJenkins.com, or not .com, but LaJethro Jenkins at Twitter or at Instagram. So appreciate y'all, man. This was fun.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, thank you for helping on. Absolutely, dude. This was fun.
We'd love to have you back anytime that you want, man. And
for sure.
Feel free to throw some of your followers too. If you throw up a quick 10, 20K, I think we can like trade those around.
We gonna share.
No, you're the man. So we got LaJethro Jenkins, Dunkbait, everyone on Twitter, Mr. NBA. Again, thanks for rocking with us. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
All right, y'all be cool.